Isn't it wild how much the internet has changed? Back when I was a child, the meaning of screen time and any concerns around it were focused around how closely I sat to the television while watching Bugs Bunny or Saved by the Bell. And now, decades later, the meaning has completely changed. The internet, which was once a novelty, has become an integral part of our day-to-day lives, ultimately shaping how we connect, how we learn, and how we interact. And as I reflect on this shift, I can't help but to think about my own journey as a parent, navigating these new challenges, but also being grateful for all the opportunities that are now available to me and my children. The internet has become a powerful tool for education and for connection. But I can't help but to feel the weight of responsibility as a parent. And as grateful as I am today to have my two beautiful twins here in the audience, and as they embody the great love I have for them, I fear their safety in an increasingly complex digital world. I am faced with the challenge of finding a healthy balance in my children's online engagement. So why don't we visit one of those challenges right now? How many of you know this lovely gentleman on the screen behind me? This is Mr. Beast. Full name is Jimmy Donaldson, and he is an American YouTube sensation, known for his extravagant challenges and community projects, which often feature large cash giveaways. And as exciting as it is for my children to watch him online, he has also become an influence on my son, who just last year was adamant that he should have his own YouTube channel because he aspires to be the next Mr. Beast. And as much as I love to encourage and support my children's many dreams and aspirations, boundaries have to be set where necessary. Boundaries for screen time limits, boundaries for type of content and engagement that they can partake in, and boundaries for how much of their personal information we are okay with them putting out to the world. But how do you explain these boundaries when their cousins and their friends don't have the same rules? I mean, you should seriously see the looks I get some days. It's as if I'm depriving my children of life's basic necessities. So boundaries at home for us are being set based on the environment that my husband and I work in. It's the information and the awareness that we've become privy to. Common hazards and risks, like privacy risks. Kids can inadvertently provide too much information without realizing that they've done that and without realizing the consequences. Now let's take, for example, the popular game Roblox. Roblox is a fun game with a creative environment where kids can engage with other players, often strangers, and in real time. So let's say that while playing Roblox, a child very excitedly shares with another player their avatar's many achievements. That's harmless, right? But what if in that same conversation, that child goes on to mention the park that they frequently visit after school, where they get to reenact their avatar's many achievements? How hard do you think it is for the person on the other side to cross-reference and Google that park to determine which park that child frequents after school, or even the neighborhood that that child lives in? Many of us, children and adults alike, don't realize that providing seemingly innocent information can pose a risk to our children online. And then, of course, there's inappropriate content, which, might I add, is not just violent or explicit material, but also involves aspects like dangerous trends. Dangerous trends like the Tide Pod Challenge, which was quite prevalent amongst youth just a few years back. Imagine you're a child being intrigued by an online trend where youth are consuming Tide Pods, not realizing the health risks and the chances of poisoning. That's a little concerning, no? And then, of course, there's my own experience, which underscored the importance of supervised interaction for my young kids. Just a few years back, my daughter said, "Mama, can I please use your cell phone to watch a video?" So I handed over my phone, I sat down next to her, and she began to engage Siri. "Siri, can you show me a video of a video?" Can you show me a video of a video? I realized that my daughter had been using this phrase while using her own device, which of course had the appropriate parental controls, and Siri would often generate videos of little girls unboxing toys and then playing with them. And this is what my child was intrigued with. But I also realized in that moment that that seemingly innocent phrase, video of a video, could populate inappropriate content which is not suitable for children on other devices. And then, let's visit cyberbullying. Bullying has moved from the playgrounds to the online world, and kids face mean comments, peer pressure, and online trolling on a daily basis. Take it from me, an adult, who just a few years back faced cyberbullying and online harassment. The emotional and the mental impacts of those incidences, they weigh heavy, and they often leave you feeling fear, depression, anxiety, and so much more. And if it was that hard for someone like me as an adult to face that, imagine what our children would do. Imagine how they would cope. Our children have a right to enjoy a safe online environment where they are respected and they are protected. And then speaking of protection, number one on my fear list is online predators. Unfortunately, this is a very real danger. And strangers posing to be peers can and have lured children into unsafe situations. And as youth increasingly look to the internet for their connections and for entertainment, the chances of these predators using their deceptive tactics to exploit and groom children into these unsafe situations rises increasingly. This is a real fear. Take a breath. I know we can't bubble wrap our children from the complexities of the online world, although some days I really wish I could. But we can take simple steps in ensuring that they have safe and healthy interactions. And by being aware of these common hazards and risks, we have already taken the first step in prevention. And then there is so much more we can embrace and do as parents, as teachers, educators, and community members. We can set boundaries. Guys, we're allowed to set those screen time limits. And along with that, put down your foot and tell them exactly what type of engagement and the type of content that they are okay to visit online. And then educate them. Educate them on why these boundaries have been set. Educate them on what personal information is and how you can safeguard that personal information. Educate them on privacy and how they can utilize certain controls on certain platforms and applications to protect themselves. And encourage kindness. Instill kindness in them so that they can work against cyberbullying and know exactly how to deal with it. And be sure to foster an environment of open communication, because when you create that safe place for your children to come and discuss the positives, but also the negatives of what they have been experiencing, you've already done a lot. Be sure to supervise. I learned that I needed to monitor my young daughter's online activity, and I was not too late in doing so. And most importantly, engage together. Spending time together online does allow you not only to monitor and to supervise their activities, but also to create shared moments of gratitude for what you are learning. You're learning about the tools, the resources, and the type of entertainment that your children are intrigued by. And of course, as we focus on these strategies, let me also take a moment to express gratitude for all the positive aspects of the internet. Guys, the internet has provided us an opportunity to learn new skills, to connect with family and friends across distances, to access healthcare, mental health resources, and not to mention career opportunities from virtually anywhere. So don't get me wrong, I didn't come on here for this TED Talk to bash the internet. For all the worrying that we do about our children's screen time, there is a lot to celebrate. The internet has opened up a world of opportunities for our children that we did not have growing up. My son just last year took to the internet to figure out a new algorithm on how to solve a Rubik's speed cube. And then a couple of weeks back, my daughter used YouTube to learn new notes for her alto saxophone. The internet can provide so many benefits to our children as they grow if used appropriately. And at the end of the day, it's about balance. It's about giving your children the tools that they need to navigate the complexities of the digital world and do it in a safe and healthy manner. Because at the end of the day, what is it that we're all trying to do here? Again, as parents, as educators, and as community members, we are trying to raise children who are happy, who are healthy, who are smart, who are safe, and maybe just a little less obsessed with YouTube sensations like Mr. Beast. But hey, who knows? Maybe if I'm invited back to give another TED Talk, I might just focus my piece on how I helped my son navigate the pitfalls of online fame and become Abbotsford's very own Mr. Beast. Thank you.